Hey guys, today I'm going to look at how to measure the velocity of a bullet without using a chronograph. The principle is that number one, you have to have a smartphone or at least access to a ballistics software package. I'm going to use my smartphone for that, and I'm using a ballistics package called Strelok. What we will do is we'll sight the rifle in at 100 yards, and once we have it zeroed, we'll move to the 300 yard range, and without changing the scope settings, we'll fire at a specific target and measure how far the bullet drops. With it zeroed at 100 and the drop at 300, along with the bullet ballistic coefficient, we can use Strelok to calculate the muzzle velocity necessary to meet that zero at 100 and that drop at 300, and it'll give us velocity. Guys, I only see 2 holes. I've shot 3 shots, so I'm going to have to resolve that. I think that was good. Guys, I want to show you that group I just shot. I'm going to measure it, and I'm probably going to get a little camera motion as I do this, and I'll line this up. That's 1/4 of an inch. Now what I want to do next, I want to see my point of aim was right here, and I'm 1/2 inch high, and I am 3/8 of an inch over, so that's about a click down and a click to the left. Okay, the next step is to go to 300 yards and get a drop test. So I'll put a target up at the top of some clean paper and shoot at the target and see how much bullet drop I get. Okay, I have my target set up at 300 yards. And I'm loading 1 round at a time because I don't want my barrel to heat up. It's a long way off at 6X. By the way, these are 69 grain Sierra Match King boat shell hollow points. It's a good day to be doing this. It's real still, except it is miserably hot and humid. I think I might have shot that last one just a wee bit low. I've got 1 shot left, and I'll go ahead and do a 4-shot group, and I'm, tell you the truth, going to pick the best 3 out of 4 and go with that as the average. Just have to see. All right, it's pack up and off to the 300 yard range. Well, we're back at the target stand again, and here's my dots. I shot at that big orange dot on the right, and here's where my bullets went. Now this was quite a drop because these are 18-inch pieces of paper, but I'm about probably 6 inches down from the top. Look at the group. Remember I said I think I pulled one and reshot it? I'm going to count those. So my drop's going to be from the center here, about there, up to the center of the black dot. And clearly I am over to the right a bit, but I'm not too interested in that. Okay, the next step is to measure my drop, and I'm going to measure it from the center of that to the center of that. And I can't really go by the line, it's tilted, so I'm going to try to estimate it as good as I can. And I'm going to say that's 19 1/8 inch. Here's my group. I'm not going to count that one. I know I pulled one, and I'm thinking that was it. And since I have 3 very close, that's probably the group. And by the way, that is a 1/3 MOA group or better, so it's about a 0.3 MOA group. So now that I know my drop, I can put that in Stree-Lock and see what velocity my bullet left the gun at. Okay guys, you're looking at the opening screen of Stree-Lock. You can download this. I think the Stree-Lock Pro, which is what I'm running, is about $8. You can get the free one. Does a few less things, but I mean $8, good gracious. And it may not be that much. This is a great little application for a smartphone. I really won't be able to show you how to use Stree-Lock. Maybe I can do another video later on about that, but I will have to go through some steps here to show you how I'm going to calculate velocity. The first thing I want to do is tap right here, and I want to change the rifle. The rifle I want is this one right here. This is the Voodoo 16-inch barrel. Interesting, I have 2 of them and they're the same thing. We're going to use that one. I don't know what that's about. I've only got one. I probably just duplicated it. So I'll click that again and change cartridge. And the one I want is not in here. So what I have to do is add it. And I know that I have a 69 grain SMK, so what I want to look for in the library is in the bullets database. I don't want Burger, I want Sierra. So here's the Sierra selection, and that's it right there. So I press and hold and tell it to load that bullet, and it puts it all in here. Here's the, from picking that bullet, here's the bullet length, the diameter, the weight, and the ballistic coefficient. And you remember I said I'd need the 100-yard zero, the 300-yard drop, and the ballistic coefficient of the bullet. So we've got that. So we're okay there. And the next thing we want to do is we want to do a thing called verification. And this is trajectory verification, and since we know the BC, we want to calculate speed. I'm already set up at 300 yards. If I wasn't, I'd click on that and have it change it, and you get to see me change something, and it's the same process, just a different entry. So it's the elevation, and that elevation was 19, and then we've got to go to symbols, dot, 1 2 3, 1 2 5. It was 19 1/8 inches, and that's what that is. And we have that, so we can click done and calculate. And the velocity, very low, 2282, and I'm going to tell it to use that velocity. I need to correct something. We did the calculation correct, except I had one parameter that I needed to change that I didn't, and that is the scope height. The scope height is set to 3 inches, and it's actually only 2, not 22, 2.62. It's about 2 5/8, and that's close enough. So now we can use that, and we'll have to go back and recalculate based on the drop now, because we've got a different scope height. So again, that was 19, and I noticed that it rounded it off to 0.1, so I'll use that again. We're done with that, and recalculate. And you see the number now is 2345, almost 2346, where it was 2283. Well, that's a little bit better, so let's use that velocity. And now we can calculate, and that's what we get.